everyone, this is Matt and Peg and Stuffies United of Christ. We're coming to you today with the second of our four-part lesson on stop. And today's lesson is about thinking. Think. Got it right here. T-H-I-N-K. Think. Okay, listen, when we're out there hiking, whether we're in the backcountry or maybe we're just hiking in the park like the local parks here, you get up in there and it's amazing how quickly you can get lost and get disorientated. And just get disorientated. You stop for a minute and go, hey, you might be on the trail, but you get a little disorientated. And, when you feel like you're lost, stop, remember? Well, the second thing is to think. To think. And what we're supposed to do when we're out there is we're supposed to, when you stop, you calm your head down, you think, how did I get here? Can I retrace my steps on how I got out of this thing so I can get back out? Are there any familiar landmarks? Is there anything I recognize? Are there any sounds that I hear? Is there anything at all that could give me any guidance or direction? Do I see any familiar mountain passes or trees or anything that could give you a clue as to where your location might be? It's all part of thinking. Okay, I have a scripture here for you. The Bible talks about thinking, and it says, the heart of discerning acquires knowledge, for the ears of the wise seek it out. Okay, and I got another one here that says, Ecclesiastes 7:12, wisdom and money can get you almost anything, but only wisdom can save your life. And so that's why thinking and stopping to think is so important, because if you just go and do things, you're not being very wise. If you're just going, I think I'm just going to do this and try it out, that's not being very wise. Stopping and thinking about what you're doing, instead of going, maybe I should go this way. No, you stop. Is that the way I went? And am I sure that's the way I went? If you can't make up your mind to that, you should think, no, I shouldn't do that, because that's not making good, wise sense. And the Bible tells us many scriptures about using thinking, wisdom, and knowledge to help us in making decisions. Hey, listen, and that just doesn't apply to hiking. That also applies to depression as well. And so we have to be careful because depression is the exact same thing. When you're depressed, it's like being lost in the woods. We discussed that and stop. And also, we have to stop and we have to think when we're in depression. How did I get here? We give people what we call the top 10 causes of depression, and those are the top 10 pathways people end up in depression. And if you've gotten one of those, it's very important for you to pay attention to that very closely. And with that, I have two stories that I have to tell you that I promised you guys. First one is my story about I was being lost in the desert, and how stop, think, observe, and plan was helped me get out of it. Now in this case here, I had to think. I already stopped to calm down. Then I thought about, where are my surroundings? Which way am I sure? I couldn't tell which way I went. So I had to look around myself, think. I have a water source, so I know where the water source is at. I had to think about the sun and what the sun can do to me. Do I have cover? And I had sufficient cover. I had to stay. But I had to think and think carefully about what I was doing. And I was in a position where I saw no landmarks. It was a very, very weird place that I was at. Remember what I told you? The rangers who knew about that place said they don't even go in there. They said it was amazing. They said how I figured it out. They said I was very skilled to figure that one out, because even then they didn't go in there and they knew that place. And that's all because I stopped and I thought. Okay? And next week I'm going to tell you about what my observations were, because we're supposed to, the third is observe. I want to tell you another story about somebody who also got lost. He was a hunter. This happened several years ago. He went hunting and he got lost in this area of woods. And he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He stopped and he said, I ain't going to move nowhere because I know I'm lost. I don't know what I'm going to do. If I move, I know it can make it worse. So I'm stopping. And then he thought himself around. He said, I think he couldn't find any familiar landmarks, but he did know to do certain things. And so when he thought about what he was doing, he slowed his mind down. And then he knew one of the things that he did. He says, I have to keep my mind moving. So in part of his, he thought, and then he made observations about his surroundings. He knew where he's at. And he said, okay, these are my observations. So he built a fire, which is important. He built himself a shelter, not just a shelter. He actually ended up bushcrafting very well and built a very good shelter and a very good fire pit. Then he built himself a camp kitchen. Then he built himself a corral, and he was working on a latrine. And see, when his wife realized that he was gone for 24 hours and he's been gone too long, she called the police. Search and rescue got involved, and they found him within the 24-hour time frame that search and rescue usually find people when they've been notified. And he was so efficient in what he did while he was lost in the woods when search and rescue found him, and night was falling. He said, look, we can't hike out tonight, but we're in a prime place because you created it for us. So he actually provided and created the environment that even search and rescue was able to use. And then the following day, they was able to walk themselves out. Now, this is a guy who thought, because he thought the whole time. And on the way out, you know what he did? He took coordinates. He stopped, made them stop. Hey, we got to mark this down on the map. I got to know. They go, what are you doing? I got to know how to get back here. That's an excellent hunting campground back there. He said, that's going to be perfect for coming back out here and getting myself lost again. And that's a man who knew how to stop, think, observe, and plan. And I wanted to share that story with you. I know I kind of said it kind of fast, but I wanted to share that with you. Listen, whether you're lost in the woods or you're depressed, or you're just anxious about life, I encourage you to learn these 4 lessons. Stop, think, observe, and plan. They don't just apply to being lost in the woods or they apply in everyday life and everyday situations. Sometimes they can even apply when driving your car. I learned to use these skills well. And this information is put out by the Forestry Department. If you look up Department of Agriculture, about what to do when you're lost, you'll find all this information. It's on the internet. Hey, listen, one more thing, and then I'll be done. We need your support. We are looking for bears. If you're local in the area, you can get us bears. Hey, we give bears away constantly. If you want to help, we can certainly use your help that way. And when we're at our events, we accept donations when we're at our events. We sell calendars if we can, but we just, people just donate to us. And when people donate to us, all that money turns around, goes back. It buys bears, and it buys our paper, our ink, so that we can produce the information so we can reach out and help people. Now, and if you're not able to do that, you can still help, and I'm going to tell you how. Like, comment, and share this video and all our videos for Stuffies United for Christ as we are preparing. Because bears are getting ready to go outdoors. That's why we're learning these lessons, not just for them, but for you, because we're getting ready to go outdoors and do a lot of outdoor adventures. But it's important before you go out there to have basic skills and knowledge to help you. That includes dealing with depression. So like, share, and comment our videos, because if you do that, people were more likely to see these videos, and you just might be saving somebody's life if you do so. My name is Matt. Here is Peg and the Stuffies United for Christ, telling you to think. Remember, stop, think, observe, and plan. And today's lesson was think. Think! God gave you a brain. You use it. Be safe, be smart, have a purpose.